Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Yoga with Dave Rennie. That's me, and it's class number 75. Amazing stuff. Thank you for joining. If you are joining today, if you're watching live, then welcome. If you're watching it on catch up, then well done for making it onto a catch up class as well. I'm just going to have a quick drink. 1 second. Feel free to drink as you go through the class today. But saying that, going to keep it pretty relaxed today. Sometimes, we want to move the body. Sometimes we kind of want to have a really good stretch out and move quite vigorously, but other times we want to find that kind of nurturing practice. So today we're going to bring that nurturing practice in, where we just move a little bit less, and we'll probably pay a little bit more attention to the breath. So if you have got any kind of props that you like to use, so say cushions and some blankets and pillows, if you've got an eye mask or you like to put anything across your eyes when we're lying with the eyes closed, then feel free to do that. So today is going to be a very grounding, centering practice, which is all about getting back to you and getting right back to this heart space. And if your world or your life is a little bit crazy at the moment, this is going to be the practice for you, because it's going to take you right back and just to your breath and just to your physical body, which then hopefully will have this kind of mind-body experience that goes on with yoga. And then we feel a lot better about ourselves at the end of the practice. So we're going to start by lying down on our mats. So I'm going to make a couple of adjustments here. And then feel free, that's all looking good, feel free to come back onto your mat. And I've got a bolster here. You might be lucky enough to have a bolster like this. If you haven't, then maybe, if you've got a blanket or some pillows or some cushions, then you can kind of roll it up and you can place it underneath your knees. So that's all we're going to do. We're just going to start here, sitting down, or lying down, should I say. So I'm going to bring the bolster underneath my knees if you want to place anything there, or you're just lying directly down on your mat. And then when you arrive here, just take a few breaths. Feel free to breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. Do that a couple more times. Nice deep inhale through the nose, full exhale through your mouth. Imagine sighing out all your worries. One more like that. Nice deep inhale. And a full releasing exhale. Beautiful. And then bring a little bit of movement into the hands. Bring a little bit of movement into the feet. Have a little wriggle around, whatever feels good for you. Maybe lift one shoulder, lift the other. And then let's all do this together. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, let the arms fall behind the head. Just clasp the hands and just gently push the feet away, push the arms away, make yourself into a really tall version of yourself. Imagine you're just waking up in the morning and you're just coming back to your physical body, and then bring everything back up again. Nice. And then lying here just down on our mat. So if you've got something underneath your knees, just gently roll it away. Or if you've got cushions or pillows, then just gently come and remove those. We'll come back to those later on. And then bend into your knees and have the soles of your feet stacked right underneath your hips. Nice. When you do that, walk your feet wide and then just bring your knees together, and then bring your palms up and come into constructive rest. Constructive rest is a beautiful pose that just releases through the lower spine. There's length in the back of your neck. If you feel the urge to kind of lift the head up and then bring the head all the way down, then feel free to do that. And then just come back to your breath. Maybe your eyes are closed or your gaze is soft. And then just take a couple more rounds of breath, just complete rounds in your own time. And then when you're ready, you can gently separate your knees. Nice. Walk your feet back in just a little bit. So again, they're stacked right underneath your hips. Beautiful. And then from here, just hug your right knee in towards your chest. Keep the left knee bent, but hug the right knee in. Take a couple of breaths here. basket grip around the right knee, feel this compression into the front of your right hip joint, and then just swap it out really gently, very, very simple here. So on the right foot on the floor, knee bent, and then just hug the left knee in towards your chest or your belly. Make sure the shoulders are nice and relaxed. Maybe find the back of the neck or find that length in the back of the neck. And then bring the right knee in to meet the left. And then just separate the knees nice and wide. Nice. So you bring the hands onto the outer edge, the inner edge of your knees. So they're on the inner edge of your knees. Shoulders are relaxed, spine is nice and long. Maybe just rock from side to side. A little bit of movement and a lot of work that we're going to do down here on the mat today. So this is just gently warming up. And then bring the knees kind of more back to center and then place your palms just down by your hips. So they're just nice and flat, spread out through your fingers. Lift up through the right leg. Lengthen it. You don't have to go too far. And then just bring the right toes down and just tap them on the floor. Do that again. Lift up through the right leg. And then exhale. Tap the toes down. 2 more times. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And then just start with the other. So keep the right leg lifted. The right foot's lifted. Lengthen out through the left leg. Tap it down. Lift up. Tap it down. So the little toe taps. Nice. And then do it with both legs. So both knees are up. Lengthen through the legs. Exhale, bring the feet down. Lengthen through the legs. Exhale, bring the feet down. So it's just the toes that are touching. You think about your lumbar spine just here, the lower part of your spine. Make sure that the part of that spine is pressed firmly down into the floor. That's going to help feel this engagement here at the belly, navel center. And then you just lifting the legs. But resist the temptation to kind of lengthen them. Keep them like mine. This is a nice, generous bend in the knees. Nice. If you wanted to, you can always make a basket grip behind the neck, and then you can be here. So this intensifies it a little bit. You're drawing the head towards the knees a little bit more. But think about the lumbar spine. Think about pressing the whole length of your spine down into your mat. Couple more. I'm getting really warm doing this. Nice. And then final time, bring the feet all the way down. And then this time you can release the hands and then bring the soles of the feet together and then just let the knees fall open. And then just breathe really deeply here. All this room to breathe into. Think about the expanse of your belly. In fact, let's all do this together. Place the left hand on the heart, the right hand on the stomach, and then just breathe into the heart, breathe into your belly so you feel the hands rise here. Kind of be proud of your belly. Really fill your belly full as much air as you can without straining. So it's like a deep and powerful breath, but you're not forcing it. See how deeply you can breathe here. We've worked on the breath so much over the weeks. So see if you can find that nice, long, deep yogic breath. And that breath is sustaining your life force. It's neutralizing the body. It's bringing nutrients to the body. So much going on here. Calming the central nervous system. Check in with your jaw and your face and make sure that you're super relaxed through the face and the jaw. Beautiful, really nice. Bring the hands down and then just begin to bring the knees back to center. And then the soles of the feet are nice and flat on the floor. Beautiful, everyone. Let's do this. Lift up the right leg, place sole of the right foot over the left knee. And let's do this together just to start with. We'll do it in stages. With the right hand, just press your right knee away. So the right hand is pressing your right knee away. And then hopefully you feel something here, the inside of this right hip joint. Already been there before when we hug the knee in to see if you can find something. And then if you want to make this a little bit more of an outer hip stretch and a glute stretch, you can thread through the gap and then you can go around the back of the left thigh. We'll probably just keep it there for today. And now the outer hip gets a good stretch. Your glute gets a good stretch on the right-hand side. Feel free to kind of lengthen and do this. You can lengthen out through the hamstring. That can feel quite nice. But it's an option. You don't have to do that. Find that nurturing breath, that healing breath, that slow, steady breath. Beautiful. 2 more breaths here. And then when you're ready, just gently unclasp the hands, release the foot down. Bring your arms out so they're nice and wide, so they're in line with your shoulders. Cross the right knee a little bit further over. So the legs are still crossed, but when you look up and you lift the feet, you can see the right knee is above the left knee. Nice. Let's do this first of all. Drop both legs over to the right. So you're going to twist the opposite side to what you normally would. Now your legs might just get to around here, halfway down. That's absolutely fine. Inhale to center and then drop the knees over to the left. So we just begin to bring this movement in. Inhale to center, exhale over to the right. Now if it's too much here, then please uncross the legs and just do it with the knees side by side. Don't strain here. Nice. Inhaling, exhaling. You might turn the head to the opposite side to where the knees are. Just slowly getting into the hips and massaging out through the spine. Nice, everyone. Inhale to center, unravel. Hug the knees in towards your chest. Bring your forehead up towards your knees if you desire. It's just an option. You don't have to. And then bring your feet all the way down. Nice work. Beautiful. Let's do the other side. So this time we're going to cross the right foot over the left thigh, and then same as we started on the other side. Just gently press the right knee away. Have we done this side before? We have. I apologize. Suddenly my brain was like, come on. So, all right, come back to center. Come out of the pose if you come into it. Left foot over the right thigh. Okay. I always go right, left, so I've got no idea why I did it the same side. Now suddenly I was like, I've already stretched into this hip. Okay. So with the left foot over the right thigh, just press the left knee away with the left hand. Nice. And then you get into the front of the hip. And you might want to stay here, or you can thread through the gap and go around the back of the right thigh. Lengthen, find your shoulders nice and relaxed in the floor. Feel free to lengthen out through the right leg, or you can just keep it bent. And then if you need a little bit more, sometimes you come here and you're like, oh, I need a bit more juice, Dave. Well, just bring this right knee against this left foot. So you just bring it back, like this. And then you should feel this stretch into this left glute, the outer left hip. Be nice and conscious with your breath. Make sure you haven't kind of lost the rhythm of your breath. It's so important. Beautiful, nice. And then when you're ready, just slowly lower that right foot down, cross the left knee over the right, and then you know what we're going to do. You're going to bring the arms out. First of all, the first movement, a little bit of engagement at your navel, or just below, and then drop the knees over to the left. So kind of like, it's a bit counterintuitive. You think you're going to go to the other side. But now we get a chance. You inhale to center, drop your knees over to the right, and you look down the opposite arm. And remember, if you want to uncross the legs and just stack the knees side by side, that's cool. Not a problem. Your knees just come down a tiny bit. That's great as well. So you just match the movements to where your body is today. And remember, it's different every single time we come onto the mat. Our body is going to feel different every time. Even if you can't really notice it, it is going to be different. Nice. Couple more times either side. Beautiful. And then inhale, come all the way back to center. And then this time, unravel your legs, hug them in. Just keep your head down on the floor. And then just make some really big circles with the knees. Beautiful, really nice. And then from here, really simple. We're going to come back onto our backs later, but let's just roll over to one side and then push yourself up to an all fours position. Really nice work, everyone. Nice. Come to sit in Sukhasana, which is easy pose. And remember, with this pose, if you want to bring a little bit of height, sit on something like a book or a block, if you're lucky enough to have one. Make sure you're super comfortable. Press the hands down into the floor, or the fists, have a little wriggle around, and then press your fingertips down into the floor. So you find that length through the arms. Your shoulders are rolling back. You've got all this beautiful room here. So think about how you're sat. You know, you want to find length in the spine as much as you can. So when I press my fingertips down into the floor, I can feel my head stacked above my heart, and my heart is above my hips. I've got all this amazing room to breathe into. My shoulders are relaxed. Beautiful. Nice. Take a couple more breaths. Nice deep inhale. Full exhale. One more like that. Your deepest inhale. And your fullest exhale. Beautiful. Really nice. Bring the hands onto your front shin. And then what you're going to do is you're going to use the hands just to kind of bring the chest forward. So you're not pulling too much on the hands. You're just kind of making this movement from the lumbar spine. So you inhale forward and then exhale round. Inhale forward and exhale round. Maybe you go, at the speed that I'm at, or you might go a little bit slower. So this is a spinal flex. It's a really nice way to get into the spine. If you think about when we do this on all fours, it's a little bit like a cat-cow, isn't it? When we're on all fours in tabletop, but the spine is moving in the same way. The heart center comes through, the spine elongates here, and then as you exhale, you really press into the hands, and then you kind of round into the shoulders. But as you come forward, rely less on the arms so much, so I can take them away, and there's not a lot going on. They're just rested. It's a good position for your arms to be in because you can find that flex. Nice. 3 more. Inhale forward, exhale round. Final one. Next time you inhale forward, lift the heart center. And exhale, let it go. Really nice. Let's do a twist, and then we're going to come down onto our fronts. So take an inhale, sweep your arms up. We'll do this 3 times. Exhale, hands to heart center. So just warming up through the shoulders. Inhale up. Exhale, frame the hands to heart center. Final time, inhale up. And then as you exhale, you're going to twist to the right. So left hand, right knee, right hand behind, maybe on the fingertips. Find length first, and then on your next exhale, just twist to the right hand side. Nice deep, rich inhale. Full release and exhale. Breathe into the space that you're creating in the spine here. One more deep inhale. And a full exhale. Beautiful. Come back to center by sweeping your arms up. As you exhale, twist to the left, right hand, left knee, left hand behind, find length, and then exhale into your twist. So again, this right hand, it's not doing a huge amount. My movement's coming from here, it's coming from my navel, but I can kind of like get a little bit of leverage on the hand, but I'm not kind of like letting that guide the movement. It's creating a little bit of help for me. I'm rolling my left shoulder back. And then if I'm feeling good, I'm probably going to start to look down that left shoulder. One more deep inhale. And a full release and exhale. Come all the way back to center. Nice. Just walk the fingertips out in front of you. Come nice and kind of like high with the chest. So you don't want to collapse down. Flatten the palms down if you can, or you can stay up on the fingers. And then just rock the hips from side to side. Let the head kind of drop, but keep the heart center lifted. So if you looked at me from the side, I've got a lot of length in my spine. I'm not rounding my spine so much. I'm just having a little massage through my hips, through the shoulders, maybe into the fingertips. Breathe into the space in the lower back, because we're going to go there now. So let's walk our hands back. And then from here, we're going to lie down on our fronts. Really nice work so far, everyone. All right. So before we do that, actually, let's just come on to all fours and then just give your legs a little bit stretch out, because we haven't got into the calves or the feet, anything like that, into the hips a little bit. Maybe lift up through this right leg. You can have a little move around. Do the other side, press into the toes on the left foot first of all, maybe lift up through the leg, whatever feels good for you. Beautiful. And then we're going to lie down on our bellies. So just come to lie down, nice and simple. If you've got anything in the way, I'm just going to move my bolster out of the way a little bit. And then shuffle back just a little bit. So your fingertips, line them up right to the top edge of your mat. So like your index finger is right on the top edge of your mat. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. And then maybe now just walk the elbows back just a little bit. So from the top of your mat, maybe your fingertips come back, say an inch, something like that. Press into your forearms and then come into Sphinx Pose. Remember, if this is too much, then please adapt it. You can always be here. You can adopt it as well if you want. Or you can bring the hands here and then you're still getting a nice back bend. So you don't have to come into the postures that I'm in. I'll give you options for these. It's not a super deep stretch, but what it is, it's a really nice stretch into the lower spine. Nice. If you feel any tension in the back of the neck, then just drop the head go, let the head go, just drop it down. Or you can do this. You can bend into the elbows, place the head on your hands. And then this is nice because you just look like you're chilling out a little bit. And then just close your eyes and breathe really deeply. We're going to be here for 1 more minute, so if you want to adjust the pose in any way, then feel free. Maybe you want to walk the elbows back a little bit. Maybe you want to bend into the knees like this. This can feel nice. Maybe you press into the forearms a little bit more just to find a slightly deeper back bend. Feel free to close your eyes and drop deeply into your practice. Just be curious. Take 2 more rounds of breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, really gently, slowly, in the right hand on top of your left, and then bring your right knee in line with your right hip, and then just look to the right hand side. There's not a lot going on here, apart from this really nice release through the lower spine on the right hand side. And then when you're ready, you can just gently, really gently come back to center. And then turn the gaze to the left and open the left knee out. So it's in line with the left hip. And maybe you take an opportunity to just have a little wiggle around. And for me, I really feel the massage through the opposite leg. So I can feel this massage through the right thigh. Just 2 more complete rounds of breath. And then when you're ready, come all the way back to center. And then we're just going to peel ourselves off the floor. So we'll do it nice and simple because it's more of a kind of like relaxing class today. Tuck your toes under, keep your elbows tucked in, really close to the side. It's a nice habit to get into. And then just gently push yourself onto all fours. And then bring your knees right underneath your hips. Bring your wrists right underneath your elbows and your shoulders. Lengthen out through your arms. Nice. Have a look at your knees. Press the tops of the feet to the floor. And your knees are about hip width apart. So now we'll just move through cat and cow. Inhale, drop the belly down. Lift your head and your heart. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale forward. Exhale round. Let's move together if we can. Inhale really slow as the spine elongates, the head and the heart lift. Exhale as you press into the arms, separating the shoulder blades. 3 more. Final round. And then when you're ready, nice deep inhale. Come all the way back to center. Beautiful. Really nice. Split your knees super wide. I say super wide as feels good for you. So mine kind of just go on the edges of my mat. And then my big toes touch. And then I'm just going to press into the hands and see if I can bring my sit bones back onto my heels. So I'm there already, but you might be here, and that's good. It doesn't matter. And then lower the forearms down onto the floor, and you can bring your head all the way down onto the floor. Options, you can do this. You can stack the hands. You can bring the head onto the hands. You can make fists. You can bring the head onto the fists. And whatever feels good for you today, just be curious about your practice. Take 2 more rounds of breath. And then when you're ready, just gently begin to lift the head. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders and come back to that all fours position. Beautiful. So even though it's a little bit slower today, we're still going to do a balance, but we'll do this balance from here. It's a nice one to do. So, right leg back. This is a balance already, just with the right leg floated back. Activate through the sole of the right foot. Imagine you're pressing the sole of the right foot on the floor. And you can see my hip, it's in line with my leg is in line with my hip, should I say. So it's not here, it's not here, it's not here. I'm really trying to find that length. And I'm looking at my leg. I can look down it, and that challenges my balance. I'm thinking about engaging here, just at the navel, and then I'm going to sweep my left arm forward. But that's an option. See how stable you can get here. It can help just by gazing down, just at one place. So stretch out through the left fingertips, stretch out through the right leg. Breathe super deep here. Really nice, everyone. One more deep inhale. And then as you exhale, bring everything down onto your mat. And we're going to swap. But before that, just work the hips in big circles. Circle the hips forward. Circle the hips back. Come back the other way. A few rotations. We're going to have a nice long Shavasana today. So it's just worth kind of bringing as much variation into these slow poses as we can before we totally relax. Nice. All right. So from here, sweep back your left leg. And again, probably worth having a look at your leg. What's it doing? Can you lift? So a lot of the lift comes from this hip flexor, comes from this left hip and strengthen the glute. So this is a really good thing to do. You can play around with it. I mean, we didn't on the other side, but you can bend into the knee a little bit and then refine that length. And again, imagine you're pressing the sole of the right foot into the wall behind you, keeping the hips nice and neutral. You might stay here. You might have already gone there. Sweep the right arm forward, left leg back. Stretch out through the fingertips. Stretch out through the whole entire length of the left leg. Nice. Gaze down at one spot. One more deep inhale. Beautiful work, everyone. Exhale. Bring everything down onto your mat. And then have a look at your knees. Make sure they remain stacked right below your hips. Then I'd like you to walk your hands forward so you can be here and melt your forehead down onto the floor. This is melting heart pose. You can always bring the forearms down onto the floor if it's too much with the arms lifted. And if you've got more room, you can come onto your chin instead of your forehead. You really find that length all the way through the back of the neck, but don't pinch the back of the neck and keep your hips super high. Nice. Breathe deeply here. Upper back stretch, shoulder stretch. If you feel confident in this pose, then you can kind of rock the shoulders from side to side. That can feel nice. Beautiful, everyone. Beautiful. Take 2 more complete rounds of breath. And then when you're ready, walk the hands back and begin to lift up all the way up through the spine. And then from here, just come to sit back onto your heels. Remember, with this pose here, to your rock pose, then feel free, to uncross your legs. So for some people, this is really uncomfortable. It's not the most comfortable pose for me, but you get this really nice stretch through the tops of the feet, tops of the ankles, and this is a really good one, especially if you feel tight down there. If you do a lot of walking, a lot of standing, this is a really nice way to stretch it out. Maybe lean back a little bit, maybe lean forward. You can always bring the fingertips down onto the floor and just move the hips from side to side. Beautiful work, everyone. Nice. All right. Fantastic. From here, bring the hands out in front, tuck your toes under. Just give the toes a little stretch. You don't have to come all the way back. Just bring the weight forwards and backwards. Stretch into your toes. And then what you're going to do is just going to come all the way up to stand. And we'll do this really simply. Fingertips on the floor, nice bend in the knees. Come to stand for the first time. And we won't be standing for long, don't worry. Make any adjustments you need to. So maybe you need to make a little bit more room. I'm certainly going to do that. We're going to sweep our arms up and down a little bit and do a little bit of dynamic movement with the arms. And then that will set us up for a really nice ending today. All right. So bring the hands to heart center. We're not going to work through whole sun salutation. We're going to come into a forward fold. So I encourage you always, when you're forward folding, do this. Nice bend in the knees. You don't want to come down with straight legs because there's no point. Unless you're super flexible and you're like, Dave, I'll be using straight legs. That's fine. But be gentle with yourself. First of all, look at your feet. Make sure they're lined up with the long edges of your mat. So you've got no kind of like where the hips kind of swing out. Take an inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, forward fold. So again, bend the knees. I can see myself doing it here. As I bend and I come all the way down. Nice. Take an inhale, sweep the arms back up. As you exhale, frame the hands to heart center. So there's a breath with each of these movements. So just keep moving like that. Inhale up. Exhale, fold in deep. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, frame the hands to heart center. Nice, we're going to do 5 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, frame the hands. Follow me if you can. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. There's 2. Third one. Inhale. Exhale. Nice generous bend the knees. Eliminate the gap between the chest and the thighs as much as you can. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold in low. Inhale, come up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Final one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Working with the breath, simple movements. Place the left hand on the heart, right hand on the left hand, and then breathe super deep here. Beautiful. Nice. From here, bring the hands down. And then what we're going to do, we're going to come and lie down on our mats. Beautiful. Take that energy that you've just created with you as you lie all the way down. And remember, if you've got a bolster, you want to use the bolster, then feel free. I'm not going to use it this time. I'm going to lie all the way down onto my mat. have a little move around here. We're going to do, relatively long Shavasana, maybe 5 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, tiny little bit of breath work at the end, and then you can get on with your day. So get super, super comfortable. And we have one final wriggle out through the fingers and the toes. Maybe drop the chin down from side to side. And then find just stillness. And I'll attempt not to talk. Just for this little bit of time. And then just really, really gently, in your own time, in your own way, just begin to bring some really tiny little movements back into your body. Start with just at the tips of your fingers, down into your toes. And we'll roll your ankles a couple of times, maybe the wrists. And then a nice opportunity just to stretch the arms into the air, maybe bring the arms behind the back, stretch out through the legs. Another good opportunity to bring your knees in towards your chest. Nice. And then place the soles of your feet back down onto the floor. Go nice and wide with the arms again. Drop the knees down to the right-hand side. Inhale to center. Drop your knees over to the left. So that nice fluid movement. We're doing this right near the start of the class. And again, just be curious, notice the changes. Now, for me, that Shavasana was dreamy. It was just on the edge, where you feel super, super relaxed. I'm glad I wasn't too relaxed. I would have hated to have fallen asleep. But remember, in our Shavasana, we're not trying to fall asleep. We're still aware of the breath. It's just very, very subconscious, a lot of the stuff. Nice. Bring the knees all the way back to center. And then you're just going to hug the knees in and then roll to one side and then bring yourself to the seated position. I'm just going to come forward a little bit. You can stay exactly where you are. If you want to do this part of the class with your back against a wall or in a chair, you had enough being on the floor, that's absolutely fine. Just 2 more minutes to go. We're just going to finish with Nadi Shodan, which is alternate nostril breathing. So it balances the left and the right side of the brain, just gets the energy in this nice balanced way, and then you can sort of like take it away with you for the rest of the day. But this breath, if you can learn it, it's quite simple to do. You can do this in the morning, you can do it in the evening. It's very nice for calming things down and to really focus in the mind, which is what we're looking for these simple breath meditations. So what we're going to do is you're going to use your right hand, and you're going to use your right thumb that blocks off your right nostril, and then your little finger or your ring finger, or you can do this and you can bring the 2 fingers together. You can block off the left. So you just block off right, block off left. I just use the little, and then the other ones you can kind of tuck the fingers in. So you can be like this if you want. I'll leave it up to you. And then block off the right nostril. Sit nice and tall, maybe close your eyes, and then take a deep inhale through your left nostril. Close off your left nostril with the little finger or ring finger. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close off the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through your left. Close off left. Exhale through the right. Inhale right. Close off right. Exhale left. Two more rounds. Inhale left. Close it off. Exhale right. Inhale right. Block it off. Exhale left. Final round. Inhale left. Close it. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close off right. Full exhale left. Beautiful. And then just bring your right hand down to meet your left. Left hand on the knee, right hand on your knee. Take a couple of breaths. Just come back to that nice rhythm of breath. And then with your eyes closed, just bring your hands into prayer and then just place your thumbs right in between your eyebrows. And at this point, just appreciate yourself, appreciate everything you do for yourself, the ways you nourish yourself, and you're committed to your self-care. And then bringing the hands down to heart center with a wholehearted bow. Just wish yourself well, wish everybody else well today. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. It's really good to spend a little bit of time with you on the mat. It's a little bit more relaxed today. So hopefully that has done you proud. It will take you away for the rest of the day. If you want to spend a little bit longer in Shavasana, you're more than welcome. It's nice to get back onto your mat. That's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to get back on my mat and spend a little bit of time there. So feel free to join me. But if not, I will see you all again next week. Thank you so much. Oh, and by the way, I was going to say, did you tune into Carolina's sound bath on Tuesday. It was on Tuesday at 2:30, so it should be on catch up. Amazing sound bath. She teaches with us at the Space to Breathe Collective in Leicester, and she's so super talented. She's got a lovely manner. So if you're looking for sound and relaxation, such a nice thing to do. So maybe, you know, on catch up, you could do this class again, and then you could do Carolina's sound as well. And it's a really nice way just to bring two practices together. So yeah, check it out. Carolina Kazera and sound bath. All right. Take care, everybody. Look after yourselves. Bye now.